Hello, what's up? My name is Youngest, also known as Taylor Made J. My real name is JJ Taylor Gibson. I am 19 years old, and I am a rapper, singer, producer, slash songwriter, slash performer. So the story behind my name is a slightly complicated one because I've never really had the ability to give myself a good stage name or nickname or anything like that. I've always just kind of been, who I am. I've always been JJ. So then, of course, I started to put out my music, SoundCloud, YouTube, etc. And I thought, okay, well, I'm going to have some sort of name to present said music. So I just went with the simplest name I could think of, which was Young J. I'm young. And my name is JJ, so I thought I'd roll with it. And it was cool at the beginning, it was all exciting and new. And then after a while, I started to really sit and think about it. And I was like, well, there's so many Youngs and there's so many J's. It's like, I didn't want to be just another, one of them. I thought I need something that makes me stand out, something that makes me different. So I started just, on my ad-libs, the intros of my songs and whatnot, I started throwing Youngest on there. And just at one particular point, I went, why don't I just make that my name? And I said, it makes sense, because there's so many Youngs. Well, I'm the youngest. So what you gonna do? But you can't get no younger than the youngest. You know what I mean? So it just kind of stuck from there, and then people kind of started throwing it at me. They started calling me and whatnot. And I said, well, you know what? I said, I'm just going to run with it. I said, why not? So currently I'm working on 2 projects at the same time. I'm working on my Chapter 3 mixtape, which is the second mixtape I've dropped, and also my 3rd project as a whole, which should be coming out very soon. So keep an eye out for that one. I'm also working on my 2nd album, which is my Chapter 4, and that is coming later this year, which keep an eye out for that one, because that one's really gonna be a game changer. I'd say I like to dabble in all types of genres of music because I'm just a music person and I enjoy experimenting with as much as I can. I use a lot of samples in quite a few of my beats. However, my main genres that I really like to stick to are rap, R&B, and soul, because I think those 3 genres just kind of hold strong to my heart because that's what I've been raised on, and that's, I remember all that in my childhood. My plans for the future, I guess, is just keep doing more music and keep putting out as much as I can. I'm gonna try and get some music videos done this year because even though I've put out a lot of projects and a lot of singles and stuff, I've never actually done a music video. Crazy, right? So I'm gonna try and knock a few of those out this year for you guys. So I'd say what really got me involved in music and performing and whatnot, well, I'd say performing is what I really fell for first. Because my father was a singer, is still a singer, / performer, and I was raised watching him in all these different places, him and his group. They were dancing, singing, and it would amaze me. And I used to do the whole show. I knew the whole show when I was 2 years old. I knew that whole show. And I think just from those beginnings, and then my brother is also a producer, an amazing producer, might I add. But no, between him and my father, that's what really inspired me and put the drive in me and being what's got me into this in the first place. How do I feel about the internet and the music business? That is a very controversial topic when you think about it, because while it has given so many artists the bigger stage to present their work and collab with other people, I think it's also slightly taken away from it because, well, the glory days of music, When people were buying albums, when people would go, they walk down to the store and they'd go and buy a CD. Do you remember that? I remember that. But nowadays, it's like everyone is just, I can download it off iTunes. Why am I gonna walk and buy a CD when I can just sit here and click? So I think it kind of takes away from it because, all the other aspects that really go into making a project like that, an album or a mixtape, whatever it be, some of those aspects have been overlooked nowadays, and it's almost a common thing to overlook them. But that's time, that's how we progress as people, and everything's gonna keep changing. Who knows what's next? What new music do I like? Well, I spent most of 2016, if not all of 2016, bumping Anderson .Paak's Malibu EP. And along with that, I've really been loving the internet as a whole, that group. The internet is perfect for me. I came along their music through listening to Our Future a few years ago, and Sid the Kid, Sidney Bennett, and Matt Martians, the rest of the guys in that group. For me, it's perfect. It's got that new sound, it's got that new style of like modern soul, which for me is perfect. Some of my musical icons and influences, wow, well, there's a big list. At the top of it is most likely my father, who is a singer as well and performer. So since I was little, he was the first performer and entertainer I saw, so that was my standard bearer. That was what I had to get up to. But then obviously as I grew, I started to see more and more artists, etc. So I guess some of my real influences apart from him would be Michael Jackson, one of the greatest performers of all time. James Brown, another one. And when we're talking about hip hop, I'm probably gonna have to go with A Tribe Called Quest. I just really resonate well with that style of hip hop. Q-Tip on production and his flow and just the whole overall presentation of the way that group presents their songs. For me, listening to that at a young age, I was like, wow. And once I really started to get into my production and producing, Q-Tip played a huge role in really inspiring my style of beats, the samples, etc. So, yeah, those are my real big influences. How has my music changed since I began? Well, I'd say that it's grown along with myself as a person, I'd say it's matured. It's really improved around all areas, from bars to flow to just straight production. Everything has really evolved on a larger scale. So I guess you could say that it's just made a real seismic change since I started. I'd say my biggest challenge as an artist so far is probably trying to get used to and understand my audience, because obviously everybody's got different, tastes, and everybody wants to listen to something different. It's like, for example, I've got some friends, who are really big into house. They really enjoy house music. I don't really have that many house tracks. So I know I have to do something with a slight housey feel so that I can get those people and that market to come and listen to me. And then from there, they might find another track that they do enjoy, whether it's housey or not. So yeah, I guess that's probably been the hardest challenge. But obviously with due time and as things go on, hopefully I'm gonna start to get used to everything, really learn my audience. And if everybody keeps rocking with me, even better, you know what I mean? And yo, shouts out and big respect to Upnext for the opportunity to do this interview. Really enjoyed it, and I look forward to working with you guys again.